So Carolyn and I are at the Mariners Museum at Newport News, Virginia, and it is absolutely amazing. One of those unexpected treats that Carolyn and I are able to experience. It only cost $1 a piece to get in this place, and it's awesome. We're actually going to see a model of the Ironclads that battled it out in the Civil War, the first iron ships. It's amazing. So we're here at the end of the day. I mean, there's not a lot of people in here at all. They also told us in the front to make sure that we watch the 15-minute video. Actually, it plays every 15 minutes. I'm not sure how long it is. You know, catch up on your Civil War history. So that's what we're doing now. Just learned something amazing. You know, you're taught your whole life that the Americans came up with the idea of ironclads, the Confederacy, the Union, but it turns out that the Koreans had a fleet, possibly a fleet of something like an ironclad way back. Check this out. Being up close and personal with the C.S.S. Virginia is like a dream come true. I mean, it's not the actual C.S.S. Virginia, but it's a pretty good life-size replica of at least maybe a quarter of the boat. It's pretty amazing on the outside and the inside. But I gotta tell you, it looks like something out of a science fiction movie. I mean, I used to see the pictures in the history books and stuff, but it doesn't do it justice. It looks like a stealth bomber. I mean, it looks so modern. And here's the thing, if you had lived back then, it would have been the same technological leap forward as the stealth bomber. I mean, this baby changed everything. Imagine sailing in southern waters in one of these wooden ships. Wooden ships have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I mean, we had mastered the seas in these wooden ships, but then you run into the Virginia, the Confederate Virginia, and then you're throwing all of your volleys at Virginia's way, and it's just bouncing off that hull. That would be scary. And then suddenly when she fires back, she's busting you to pieces. Would that not be terrifying? I'm telling you, it was a crazy technological leap. These vessels were like the Michael Jordans of the Civil War. I hope you like that comparison. The C.S.S. Virginia, man, it looks like a stealth bomber, and when it sits in the water, man, it looked like an alligator or a crocodile. It was intimidating. Now you've seen the C.S.S. Virginia and the awesome replica and the amazing job that they've done on the outside and the inside of the Virginia. Now check out this awesome replica of the U.S.S. Monitor. It is so awesome. Would you look at this thing, the craftsmanship that they put into this replica, but also how it just looks like something from a science fiction movie. It doesn't even look like a ship. It's kind of crazy. am just absolutely shocked at how amazing these replicas are and what kind of attention to detail that they put into it, and all the information that you would want about the C.S.S. Virginia or the U.S.S. Monitor. It's here. I mean, it is here. If you like this sort of thing, and I do, I love this sort of thing. Carolyn, not so much, but I love this sort of thing. And I'm telling you, if you're a history kind of person and you grew up just like I did, studying these things to whatever degree, I'm telling you, this place is amazing. So with the U.S.S. Monitor, the museum has gone out of their way to give you all of the perspective that you need to understand how awesome this ship was for its time, and you can really understand its size and dimensions. I mean, it is awesome. I just want to take 1 second to say, if you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it when you watch our videos, and don't forget to share our videos. That is the only way that our channel grows. If you're new to A Nose for Life, welcome, and I hope that you're enjoying our content, and feel free to watch as much of our content as your heart desires, and hopefully you will eventually subscribe. This is an amazing replica of the turret that was on the U.S.S. Monitor. The turret on the U.S.S. Monitor, they had a hard time turning it back and forth, but it did the trick. I mean, when they were able to work it right, it worked. This is a replica right here, what you're looking at now, of the turret on the U.S.S. Monitor. So this right here, big gun right there, and all of this in here is actually what that is back there. Look at the size of this gun, man. I mean, that could do some serious damage. Meanwhile, you're not taking any damage because you're made of iron. You're like Superman of the sea. Now you're seeing the view of the turret from underneath. Look at this gear mechanism that turns it and all that kind of good stuff. So you get a 3D view here at this museum of what that turret would have looked like. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of impressed. This thing is huge. So check this out. This is a working model of how the turret works, and it's really cool. Carolyn found it, and I was like, holy cow. And it kind of shows you how the motor and the engine works turning the turret. And I'm thinking, wow, this is like the 1860s. You know, my son Nathan and I went to a touristy trap kind of museum about another boat that sunk. I won't mention what boat. Okay, maybe just a little. But anyway, I really felt like I had been suckered. We paid a lot of money and didn't get to see a whole lot and really didn't learn anything. But I'm telling you, this museum is not that. First of all, like I said, it cost us $2 to get in here. They do that because they got a grant to be able to keep the prices low so that people will come in. Their main concern is educating people about this kind of stuff. They have lectures here. This is an amazing place. I'll put a link in the description because I'm telling you what, I'm really impressed. I'd like to come back here when we have more time. And I think if you're in the area, if you're even in the neighborhood, this is worth your time to stop by. There's other things that we do that I don't always recommend that right away. This is something you should even go out of your way for just a little bit. If you served in the Navy, man, you've got to come here because it's like your roots. I was in the Army. I don't have that connection to the Navy, and yet here I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. So I'm telling you, it's worth your time. I've studied this thing my entire life, whether it be in junior high, high school, college. You know, you're always talking about the Ironclads, and to see it up close and personal, or a replica, a life-size replica, it's just amazing. I'm looking at it and saying, man, if I lived back then during the Civil War, you know, you've spent a long time with wood ships, right? And now this thing pops out. Think about how terrified you would be.